So today is March 20th, first day of spring. I am on my way to my rehearsal room slash studio. Going to be meeting up with Rob Ferreira, David Marcus, Tony Caggiano. This is going to be our first rehearsal for the two songs that we're going to be working on today.
The song is about someone who doesn't have any faith, someone who doesn't understand faith, someone who doesn't believe in faith, and maybe one day they will find it, but like in their own perspective can't get it at the time.
We should probably talk about how like you ended up having landing us three idiots together to work.
You three idiots.
Oh, there's so much to cover.
Okay, let's do the quick version. Once upon a time, Dave Marcus and I were both in a band called One Word Song. Through Dave, I met Rob Ferreira. Later, the three of us toured in Dead Fish Handshake. Just before that tour, I met Tony Caggiano at an open mic. We've played lots of shows together since then, and now we're recording his first EP. We're all fans of each other's music, and we share a lot of influences. So for the record, this quartet was a no-brainer. Back to Just a Note.
Rob, what were your initial feelings when you're coming up with the riffs and all that?
I'm a fan of rock music that incorporates something that maybe borders on the line of dissonance at times. And I think I was listening to a lot of that type of stuff. The idea is a couple years old, and it just never felt right in the various projects I've been involved with. And so when Johnny had asked to possibly do something, I'm like, let me try to resurrect that, get everybody involved, adding their own thing, and it kind of became something else, which is really cool.
I'm not so sure.
Sometimes you do have an idea for something of how it should go vocally, but I never had any idea for it, and so it was just really free reign for you.
So you kind of put your faith in him as far as the song
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
When we started talking about this, we were like, let's write a song together. So I was like, oh, he's going to send me over a couple ideas, and then I'm going to start sending stuff back to him. And he sent me over a demo, which was like pretty much done. It had bass and drums, and I was like, oh, crap. I was like,
Thanks a lot.
I was like, so, do I start picking this apart? Do I dive headfirst in?
Right.
And just try to sink my teeth into like what I'm feeling and what I was handed, and just try to collaborate with that.
I was like, Rob, your song's not going to sound like what you imagined it, It's now taken from you and molded into something else.
The collaboration opens up so much more. I mean, the song, it was kind of done, but the end result is different.
No, I mean,
You know what
we definitely came
Yeah.
in, we
Yeah.
added a couple sections, we worked them out, me and you and all of us threw in a couple ideas and practiced.
I think it would be cool to just do that intro one more time because it's a very catchy part of the tune, and then you go into your outro solo.
So then there's everything again, and then the end.
Yeah.
That's that structure there.
So it's Friday, May 31st, here at Sound Over Sound. Today I'm working on the second song on the album. It's, at this point it's called Just a Note. And it's a tricky little song. When I started recording it, that's when I realized that it has to be a very solid and specific groove. In this case, the difference between overplaying the part and getting it just right was down to the placement of maybe one or two bass drum notes in the pattern. Tony's bass line, which we cut on July 6th, it has this very straightforward quarter note pulse to it. Kind of glues the verses together.
It's like hip hop on its own, isn't it?
Yeah. Who came up with the little Zeppelin parts? So like dun 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 dun, all that sort of stuff.
That was all there.
Yeah, it was most of it was there,
already.
but I think that we embellished it. Didn't we add?
Well,
like,
yeah,
the walk
we did
down,
it
I know
twice.
there's
yeah. There's
done,
one of those different that you made one really kind of weird and Zeppelin-y.
It's cool to have like a Led Zeppelin thing on a record
Oh, no, I was
that,
yeah.
that like you're doing, I didn't really fully expect that, but it just kind of happened. It doesn't sound like a Led Zeppelin song, but there's all these little like colors and flavors of like physical graffiti just all over the thing. It's really cool.
And we're ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Punching in. 7, right? Take 142.
Yeah, 7. Rob played his guitar parts on June 17th. Dave did his parts later on July 27th. We left those parts untouched for several weeks, but over time, Dave, John Bras, and I realized that we had to recut the rhythm guitars. because they just didn't blend well together.
They weren't bad before, but they didn't. There was the interplay wasn't.
No, the
there.
interplay.
And especially when you get to like
anything.
anything that was beyond like a power chord or a fifth or anything like that, like that one bam. All of those were like out of tune with each other, and there was like I think we might have even like tried punching it, and we were just like damn it, it's just nothing we do is really working.
Dave also had a few other ideas that would have required both of the parts to be redone.
I think you could still get that building from the lead.
I just feel like it doesn't have anything to follow. Like all the other instruments didn't go with it. You know what I'm saying? They're all just kind of hanging on one.
So I got Rob and Dave to come back on October 13th together, and we got exactly what we all wanted.
That's the retrack.
That's both of them, right? Yeah.
The guitar being set up was like the big
Yeah, remember, I thought you
thing.
said you had intonation set up.
Yeah.
I remember you saying
And
that
then
something.
taking-
And I had a brand new guitar too, so we just came in and we just banged it out.
It was an important lesson I learned as a producer, because sometimes recording each part separately does make sense, but in this case it did not. The interaction of Rob and Dave is what solved our problems and then some.
The solo at the end. You did mostly in one shot until like then we spent like an hour getting the last the last
There was
part of it.
one little run that I don't even know why I wanted to play it so bad, but I just had to get it right, and yeah, it was a nightmare.
We got a lot of good stuff there, just a few spots, that's it.
This is the worst session ever!
Most of Dave's vocal was recorded on September 14th, and we decided not to go overboard with the overdubs, just a few double lines in the choruses.
Well, there's hope for more, but nothing close to promises.
The only actual harmony in the song is in the last tagline, and it's a high part sung by Mike Engel.
Mike Engel is a veteran professional musician, consummate musician, singer, songwriter, does a little bit of everything, and he's pretty well known in the area. I was very familiar with him from playing in the cover scene, and whatever I kind of threw at him, he always was able to have a positive end.
Mike was there that day to help out on Tony's song, and just before he left for the day, I was like, hey man, would you mind having a go at this thing? We need a high part on this song. And he did this part in about 5 minutes.
Here's Engel. I can't believe how much he sounds like Dave.
That's what I said, dude! I'm like, thanks, Mike.
On December 18th, we came back to do some touch-ups on the vocals, and that was it.
I put all my faith in you.
In the end, I make a statement about how like I put all my faith in you, something you could never do. And I just think faith is so one-sided. It's like you putting everything into something that may or may not ever give back to you or reward you. Like, should you put your faith in yourself and believe in the things that, can actually change what you do rather than just dreaming about it. But it was a sarcastic thing.
The song is Just a Note. The album is Johnny Rock and Friends for the Record. Here's your preview.
Rock on.